Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session of the Launch and Learn series. I am Praise Benson, a junior digital marketing executive here at Futuresoft. Launch and Learn is a bi-weekly program where each staff gets to train people on topics relating to our industry. If today is your first time joining us, you're welcome. Today, Onyinye Chukudi, our key account manager, will be facilitating this session on the topic AI in marketing, how to use AI tools for smarter campaigns. Kindly mute your mic as we continue with the session. And if you have questions to ask as the session goes on, kindly drop them in the chat and they will be addressed by Onyinye after her presentation. Thank you for your cooperation. Over to you, Onyinye.
Thank you, Praise. Hello, everyone. So I'll be going through the topic of AI in marketing and how we can utilize that as marketers for smarter campaign for our businesses, for our brands. The hope for this training is to cover, we'll go through like a brief introduction to AI, what it is, and why it is even essential in this day and age, why you should be utilizing it as a marketer for your business and for your brand. We'll also be looking at some tools that you can use for content creation and some other parts of marketing, not all, because I don't think that we have that kind of time today. Then we'll also be looking at the ethics in marketing and how to get started if you are looking to start utilizing AI for your marketing. So what is AI? Think of it as your brain. It's a technology that has been invented to sort of operate the way that the human brain would operate, the way that we gather data from different sources and sort of analyze and then come up with answers, questions. So it's been created to mirror human experiences. It's been created to work the way that human beings will work. Although the emotional part of it is still missing, it's quite a very, very intelligent tool that would operate as a human being usually operates. The difference between like AI and the previous technology that we have with computing is that this has not been designed to solve one problem specifically. It uses machine learning, it uses deep learning and language processing tools to sort of mirror human intelligence. So it's a very, very accurate technology that performs as you, a human being, would perform, which is why there has been a lot of conversation, a lot of rumors, like a lot of debate about whether or not AI is going to take over human, that AI will be able to do the things that human beings would do in the future, and thereby like replacing a lot of the things that human beings will usually do. And this is true. There are some tasks, some activities that you'll be able to replicate with artificial intelligence, but not all of the things that we are able to do as human can be replicated, or not yet. But that's not what this training is going to be about. We are just going to be looking about how that affects us as marketers and how you can utilize what is available. So why is it even important for you as a marketer to start integrating AI in your marketing tool? Why is it essential? What is it that is doing in the marketing space that is worth acknowledging? And we'll be going through some of the uses, some of the aspects of marketing that brands have implemented artificial intelligence and how successful they have been. So the first one is personalization at scale. This is very beneficial to companies that use, that have very serious data, like a large quantity of data that is very difficult to go through. AI can be used to go through an unthinkable amount of data and sort of analyze that and personalize it to fit specific customers. This is something that Amazon is using. If you have like 5 different people who have like an Amazon account. If you look through their homepage, the recommendations that are given, you would see that for each person is different. The same thing with Netflix as well. My Netflix browse will not be the same as yours because we are interested in different things. And based on our interests, the show watched in the past, those that we finished or not finished, just looking through what we've done in the past, and AI is likely to tell what we'll be interested in the future. So this is an aspect of AI that brands like Amazon, Netflix are utilizing to recommend specific products, specific service to their customers. And it's something that a lot of e-commerce businesses can use as well, because you have a lot of returning customers. Even if they are not returning, there are ways to track people's digital footprint. So because of the way that they've behaved in the past, you can kind of tell what they'll be able to do, in what they are interested in and what they want in their future. So that's an aspect that you can utilize for targeting, for marketing, for messaging, so that you are reaching the exact people that you want to reach. You know for sure that they are interested in what you're providing. There's also predictive analytics. I've sort of mentioned this as well. So in marketing, paid advertising, retargeting, you can sort of target people who are already interested in what you are selling, what you are providing based on their activities in the past. Then there's chatbot and customer service. With this, you know that you have 7 customer service, because of the use of AI and chatbots, there's a way you integrate that into like your marketing funnel, and it helps with keeping your customers abreast 24/7. One of the pain points of customers a lot of the time is brands that are not reachable. And this is a problem that you can solve with AI, and this doesn't require like a lot of investment, as opposed to like when you have physical people responding to client questions, their challenges and all of the issues that you have with your clients. With AI, you can do this 24/7. Like I said, you're always reachable, always in contact, always able to solve your client's problem and relate to them where they are. There's also automated content creation, which I think we should be familiar with as marketers. There are tools like Jasper, Copy AI that you can use to create very, very SEO-friendly content. These tools are sort of integrated in your marketing apps, and with them, because they are intelligent enough to go through the contents that you've posted in the past, the ones that have worked, the ones that maybe the ones that didn't work at all, and the ones that probably need some optimization. These are tools that you could integrate into whatever platform that you're using for marketing, and they can recommend content that would work in the future. So you can automate your content creation like that. There's also ad optimization with certain tools that you integrate into your ad channel. They'll be able to create creative. So like the process of designing and coming up with like a suitable creative for your target audience. There are AI tools that can do that, that can come up with copy, and that can also help with optimizing the ads that you push out. So, you know, the way that we usually set up ads and just put certain target demography and cost and all of that, there are tools that can smartly help you predict what you should do when it comes to that. And combined with the design that they create, you are sure to reach exactly the target audience that you're trying to reach. Then in email marketing and campaign optimization as well, you can personalize your emails to go. So depending on how large your email list is, you can personalize each email that goes out to a certain group of people to only contain the content that you want them to contain. So personalization with email marketing is something that you can achieve with AI. Imagine the work that it would take to create maybe 100,000 different emails because you're sending to like 1,000 different people. That is eliminated with the use of some of these tools. Then there is social insights and engagement. I know that as a marketer, one of my biggest issues is analyzing data, because I'm not so good with mathematics. So it's something that I don't like doing. And depending on the degree of data that you get as well, it's quite difficult to analyze it and get the marketing info that you need from it. So if you are running data targeted marketing, it means that you need to know what has happened with the accounts that you've been managing in the past. What has been done? Did it work? To what extent did it work? What was the result of that? You need to understand all of this previous data in order to make any substantial impact in the future. And this can be a lot of work. Imagine doing this for 5, 6 different channels. It's a lot of work for one human being, at least for me. I'm sorry, was someone saying something? Okay, yeah. So I was saying that that can be like a lot of work, and there are AI tools now that you can just use to eliminate all of that work. Then there is AI-powered video and image generation. This is like one part of content marketing with AI. Act like humans. This you can use for content, you can use for ad, you can use for campaigns. There are a lot of things that you can do with this. And if you look through all of these things I've mentioned, you realize that there are a lot of the day-to-day tasks that we do as marketers that you can do using AI. Imagine the time that you would save by doing this. So that's the impact of AI in the marketing space, and why, as marketers, you should be utilizing the power of AI in your day-to-day marketing tools. You will realize that a lot of the tasks that we do, a lot of the repetitive tasks that we do, you can cut that out, you can save time, and a lot of guesswork as well when it comes to campaign, marketing, targeting. I'm talking about paid advertising. Sometimes we have a certain budget that you're trying to reach a certain amount of people. Sometimes you can't tell what that impact is going to be, but with AI, you should be able to at least produce a range of results, and that eliminates a lot of guesswork from our day-to-day activities, which I think is great. Now moving on to why AI matters today. What is the AI industry like? Why is it making this much noise? Why is it something that is the future for tomorrow? If you look at some of the stats that I'm going to share now, you'd see that this is a growing industry. It's quite big now, really, really big. It's currently valued at 15.84 billion dollars. That's like a lot of money, but it is projected to reach 107 billion in 2028. So in as much as massive industry now, there is still so much tendency to grow. There's still so much that hasn't even been done yet. And that is why we need to start now. If you want to be anywhere in this industry, if you want to gain any sort of market share, it means that you need to start now. If you wait till 2028 when it's blown already, then you would be late. Even now, I would say there is some form of lateness that you can do that is involved with starting now, but it's better to start now than to wait for later. Like I said, the AI marketing sector is currently valued at 15.84 billion and is projected to reach 107 billion in 2028. Then this is just specific to AI marketing, the marketing sector in AI, not the entire AI industry. If you look at the broader market, that is expected to, is expected to grow. It was 210 billion in 2024. That was last, and it's going to reach 1,339 in 2030. Then 91.5% of leading businesses are actively investing in AI, and 75% of those are already utilizing machine learning to enhance their marketing efforts. We'll look at, later in the training, we are going to look at some of these companies, what they've been able to do utilizing AI, and what the success of that has been. Then marketers are leveraging AI to report 40% boost in productivity, highlighting AI's role in streamlining marketing processes. Like I mentioned, integrating AI to your day-to-day life is going to cut a lot of redundant tasks. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to remove guess your activities, and that has been reported to be like a 40% boost in productivity, which is really, really great. Then moving on to why so moving to AI tools in marketing, we'll go through campaigns first. We'll look through, okay, yeah, now it's loading. We're going to look through some of the campaigns, brands that have used AI in their marketing, in their campaigns, and we'll watch through this, talk through it a bit before we move on to specific tools that you can use to achieve something like this, or like on a smaller scale, other things that you can do to sort of leverage AI in your day-to-day activities. I'm going to play this, hopefully that works, and then we will talk through it later. So this masterpiece campaign that was done by Coca-Cola. Yeah, so that was a fun watch. Coca-Cola is a company that you consider like a leading brand when it comes to marketing, brand marketing, messaging. They lead the market when it comes to that. And it's not surprising that they have been able to create quite a few marketing campaigns using AI. During the course of the research for this, my training and like my day-to-day consumerism activities, I have come across some of the campaigns that they have done in the past. There was one that they did sort of related to this as well, that they did specifically for visual artists, where you can go on their website or on the website and sort of create designs using their brand what's it called now? Like their brand items, like just their color, their messaging sort of thing. So it brings to life like art. That's what it is, which sort of relates to this campaign as well. So with this, you can see the fun part of Coca-Cola. You can see what their brand ethos is. They never ever move out of their messaging when it comes to campaign, when it comes to like selling their product. That refreshment that only Coca-Cola can give you is always in their messaging, the out-of-body experience that you sort of get with taking their product is always mirrored in their campaign. There's also one that they did for Christmas as well. We're not going to talk about that. But this campaign was generated using AI. The people, the images, the product, everything in it was generated using Dell E2 and ChatGPT. And I'm not sure based on like budget what it would have cost, but if you are looking at it from what is already available, like publicly available to everybody to use, then you realize that this would probably cost a fraction of what they would have invested if they were to come up with a concept like this using like 100% human effort, not involving any sort of AI tools. Probably it will not even okay, it's probably possible, but it will cost a lot more. And that is something that is removed from AI. That's a possibility that you can get with AI, the fact that you can do very big things with a very small budget, because some of these tools are available for free, and some you would have to upgrade with like a little investments to be able to utilize the range of service that they offer. Then Virgin Voyages is another AI campaign. This one was a very popular campaign. Virgin Voyages is like a cruise company, it's a travel company, and they created this Gen AI campaign using AI to generate like a live form of Jennifer Lopez, who is like a celebrity, and they used it for invitation to their travel tour, their cruise. They used it for their cruise, and they also allowed their customers to use it to invite other people to join the cruise. It was such a fun campaign, and it was one of those ones that went viral. I'm going to play it now so that you see what it looks like. They showed a bit of behind the scenes of how it was created, but let's look at it.
Hi, it's me, Jennifer Lopez, Chief Celebration Officer of Virgin Voyages, here to invite you to celebrate. So come, celebrate
your anniversary, your birthday, or just generally being fabulous.
Really, Kyle?
It's good, right?
Gen AI is supposed to be inviting people to Virgin Voyages, not doing whatever that was. Just give me that.
As I was saying, why not celebrate on an award-winning voyage with Michelin-starred chef-curated menus?
World-class destinations, award-winning.
Boring. I'll hop in there. I'll hop right in there.
I can't watch this. Give it to me. There's no kids here. That's all you need to know.
Oh, can I live there?
Gen AI. Invite your crew to voyage. Create your custom invite at virginvoyages.com.
It's not just a yacht, it's a super yacht.
This was a really, really fun campaign, and they combined a lot of things in achieving. I think that like the combination of these things was what made this campaign very, very successful. So it included like the celebrity aspect of it. They brought like their customers into it. So if you look at the underlining messaging of the campaign is like a cruise that you can go and relax without your children, a place where people of different attitudes, different temperaments can come together and have fun. So it was like a lot of different elements that came together to make this a wonderful example of what you can do with AI. One thing that I want you to keep in mind is as you watch as you watch this campaign, bear in mind that anything that you do has to tell your brand story. It has to have your brand spirit in it. If not, you'll just be going away from the norm, which is not what you want to do. In as much as this tool gives you a wide range, it gives you like the space to, fly. It doesn't mean that you fly out of your brand messaging. It doesn't mean that you fly out of the confines of your brand strategy. It still has to be within that, but I'm sure that within that, there are areas that you can make it fun. There are areas that you can still relay the message that you want to relay and still make impact. This is more expensive application compared to like the Coca-Cola one, because I think that there is some element of like a intellectual property involved in it. Some of this technology I think they built specifically for this campaign, because it was a collaboration with VML, which is an AI tech campaign company. So they do this sort of campaign for brands, for businesses. So this would probably take more than the Dell E and ChatGPT combination, but it's again the range that you can cover with AI for businesses who have the resources to invest in AI. There are a lot that you can do with it. Moving away from like elaborate campaigns like this, we will look at like an example that is not this elaborate, but something that is still very, very impactful. The next one we are going to look at is like a very simple campaign that was just made possible with AI. So when you are thinking how to begin, when you are starting, you don't necessarily have to go this big. It's a possibility, but probably not the best place to start. There are other ways that you can incorporate AI in your campaign. You can start with just like the month to month, quarter to quarter campaigns that you would usually run as a company, and just look for tools and ways that you can elevate that. So this next one was done by Sorry. This next one was done. Okay. This next campaign was done by Nutella. It was also a very popular one. I know I saw this one on Instagram when it launched. So the idea was to customize, I think it was 7,000 packaging for their customers, and that 7,000 sold out in a month, I think. So what they had this idea of just analyzing, again, it's something that you can do with AI, analyzing your customers and sort of deciding what their preference would be when it comes to your packaging, using like their life experiences, the activities that you're able to track. And then they came up with 7,000 unique designs for their packaging. The product was still the same. If you see the brand, Nutella, their brand logo, still the same across all of the packaging, but each one had something different about it. And this is something that was made possible with AI. They used AI to design all of this packaging, which I don't think would have been, it's probably be possible if they had used a designer to do, but imagine the time it would take, because they are not just doing one design and replicate like 7,000 or however product you produce in a month. You are creating 7,000 different, you are creating 7,000 different brand packaging for 7,000 products. So each one has to be unique. I don't know, David, is it possible for you to come up with 7,000 unique design for one product in 1 month? I'm not sure how possible that is on the human scale of things, but this is something that you're able to do with AI, which I think is phenomenal. And the way that the product sold out fast is another testament to how good this campaign was. Let's watch. Okay, I'm not sure if anybody noticed it, but I think I got the number wrong. It was 7 million unique packaging for 7 million products. So I know now that I can answer the question that I posed to David. He would not be able to create 7 million packaging for one product in that time. So it's something that is possible with AI and something that we can use as marketers. These are ways that we can personalize the experiences that we give to our customers, because no matter how niche you are when it comes to your product, your service, people are just different. People are different, men, women, Black, fair, without kids, with kids, married, single. There's always a range when it comes to demography of your target audience, no matter how niche and boutique your product is, you will still get some sort of range in it. So you can think as a marketer, how do you reach each person where they are? How do you serve each person where they are? How do you reach them emotionally, practically, just in their day-to-day life? What is the best way to market to them? What is the best way to reach them? How do you get to them in such a way that they know you as a brand for life? Because I can tell, for example, that people who bought this Nutella packaging will probably keep it for a lifetime. The same thing with what we did with like in the Coke personalized bottles. A lot of us kept the ones with our names for a very long time. And it's a story that we continue to tell because of how unique that experience was, how personal it was. So this is something that you can now do at scale in this day and age. So with the Coca-Cola one, they did that campaign maybe once or twice, and that was it. But now they can decide to do it every time that they feel like, just because the tools to do it is available at a much lower cost. So those are some of the case studies that we are, not some, all of the case studies that we are going at in this training. Now we are going to move on to some of the tools that you can utilize as marketers to create campaigns that are relatable, that connect like these ones that I've shown, or just to make your day-to-day life easier. If you are looking for something to reduce your workload, to cut out like a lot of your redundant tasks, some of these tools will help. Because of time, I was able to like just do just 4 aspects of marketing. So we'll be looking at content creation, email marketing, paid advertising. Those are the areas that we are going to be looking at. So I think we'll start with content marketing. So for content marketing, we have tools like ChatGPT. This is something that I think that, if not all, but a lot of us are familiar with. This is a conversational style AI. You can use this as, you can just customize this as your best friend and just chat with it day to day, lay your frustration with out on it. There are things that you can do with ChatGPT outside of content creation, but for the purpose of this training, it's a tool that you can use to write. So if you have an idea of something that you want to write, just give it a relatable, a proper prompt on the topic you want to write about, what you want it to contain, what the feeling you want to convey with that, and it's just come up with a draft for you. It's something that you can use for brainstorming as well. So you can just dump all of the scattered ideas that you have on it and ask it to make like an organized thought out of that. And then you guys can have like a conversation and come up with something that makes sense. You can also use this to refine your ideas as well. So if you already have like a working theory, this is something that you can use. ChatGPT is a tool that you can use to refine that into a usable write up, copy, whatever. Then there's Jasper AI, which you can use to write blog posts. I think I should mention that some of these tools are similar. So you don't necessarily have to get all of them, but if you look through them, they are ones that are designed, so their primary purpose is one thing, and then they do other things in between. Like ChatGPT is conversational. It's good for like one-on-one conversation, brainstorming sessions, just something that is conversational that you can talk back and forth with, and then refine to a usable framework. Jasper is for content writing. So if you want to write like a blog post, long form articles, an ad copy, website copy, your email sequence, this is the best tool that I would recommend, but this is the best tool that you can use to do that. There are others as well that you can use. Copy AI is another one that is used just like the name, copies. So you can use them for social media posts, product description, your email newsletters, landing page, just things that we would use as marketers for content marketing. Those are things that you can do with Copy AI. Then there's Synthesia, which converts text into videos. So if you have a blog post that you want to turn into like a video, Synthesia can do that for you. Pictory rather is also a tool that you can use for that as well. This converts text, blog posts, articles, just scripts into engaging videos. Then there's Hygen, which is like another video tool, but instead of like a human-like person videos, you get avatars with this. You can create AI avatars and then they be your subject in the video. So if you have a brand or you manage a brand that has characters like Leo for UBA, for example, those you can create something like that and then have it be your video subject. Then there's ZBrain AI. This one creates talking head videos using text. So if you impute all of the text, it creates a talking head video with that. Then moving over to social media management, with these tools, you can automate some of the activities that we would usually do on a day-to-day basis when it comes to social media management. With Lately AI, you can create content by analyzing your past content and then automatically generating new social media posts. So look through all of the posts that you've done in the past, what worked, sort of analyze it from a marketing perspective, and then project what will do better in the future and help you generate content using the results of his analysis, which I think is great. This would remove the brainstorming session that you usually have when you want to come up with your content for the week, for the month, for whatever. So you just integrate this into your channels. It will look through what you've done and then just only focus on what has worked and use that to also project new things that you can do in the future. Then there's Sprout Social, which you can use for scheduling posts, managing multiple accounts, and analyzing social media performance. This is a great tool for people who manage more than one social media account or more than one brand, for example. You can use Sprout to just integrate all of them together and have all your work in one place. Then there's Hootsuite Insights, which manages all your social media accounts in one place, schedule posts, monitor social conversations, just like Sprout as well. Then for email marketing, we have HubSpot, which is a comprehensive marketing tool, and this automates, segments, and personalize your funnel. So if you have like a full marketing email campaign going on, it's something that you can use to customize that. You can create segments based on the behaviors of people. You can segment your list that way. People that you are reaching for specific things, you can personalize the message that you send based on where they are on your email campaign funnel. So you can do that with HubSpot. Drift focus on conversational marketing. So it's just like chatbots where certain actions trigger other things as well. So this is good for like a funnel marketing email setup as well. So as people progress from one stage of your marketing to the other, you can sort of personalize your message to reach them based on where they are. So you can send follow-ups, you can nurture them with like content. So if they are like on your deciding part, if they are on the deciding part of your funnel, you can just continue to send them what you would imagine would be the information that they require based on where they are, and just continue to nurture them until they convert. And it can keep real-time data as well. So looking at it, you know where your customers are at the time that you're looking at it. Then there's also Pasado, that AI tool that optimizes emotional appeal for email copies. So like I mentioned in the beginning, AI is intelligent. Yes, it can work like a human being, but it is not human. It doesn't have that human emotion. There are a lot of things that it's lacking when it comes to the emotional part of marketing, which we cannot take out of marketing, which we cannot take out of the process of conversion. This tool, Pasado, does a good job at sort of crafting copies that have like an emotional touch to it. This would have required like a lot of back and forth with like the data it has received, but it has some level of emotion attached to the sort of copy that it will generate for you. So this would be like a great tool to integrate into your marketing campaign. Paid advertising. With paid advertising, what you're looking to do is so depending on your brand, depending on the accounts that you manage, it can get tricky when it comes to paid advertising, because some of these tools create creatives, so they can actually create the videos, the images that you use for your campaigns. They provide templates that you can use, so you just have to input this, input that. And if you run dynamic ads on Google, especially, you require several different sizes, copies, design, so that you can reach like a range of people. That's something that is important when it comes to running certain ads. However, you want to be careful with some of these tools because of the designs that it creates. There are certain designs that don't do so well on Google Ads just because of the weight of it, the ratio of text to actual image. So there are a lot of things to consider that you probably need human input for, but it's still a tool that you can utilize and then fine tune for your ads. So there's Vintage and Celtra. What this tool allows you to do is to scale your digital campaigns across different platforms with different formats. So you can run at the same time display video and social media ads, and then just monitor from them. Monitor from there rather. A lot of these tools also have the capability to give you reports, and with some of them you can adjust the spend as you go. So when you push out all of these ads, sometimes there's like a learning stage and then it begins to perform. Some of them don't do as well as others. Some of these tools can help you refocus what the focus of the ad is, so they can push back the ones that are doing badly and push forward the ones that are doing well. They can also help with readjusting your spend. So if you have like a lot of money going towards ad that is not performing well, that can be restructured in such a way that only the ones that are performing well are being pushed, like are being spent on. So you can just stop spending on the bad ones and continue to push money towards what is good, which I think is great. If you've run Google Ads, I think you would understand how important this is. Then there's Review Bot as well, which helps you manage Facebook and Instagram ads with a focus on automated workflow and performance reporting. So this is specifically for Facebook and Instagram. So there are so many other tools, a lot of other tools that you can utilize, but based on your budget, based on the sort of company that you are, based on the brands that you are, the companies that you manage, then you can look through and make the best selection for you. These are just recommendations that I am given based on my knowledge and the time that we have for this training. Now now we're going to be moving on to the ethics in marketing. So considerations when you are using AI in marketing, the ethical part of it. There are a lot of conversations around this because the way AI works is it uses data. All of the data that we input into AI is what it uses to improve its intelligence, just like humans. So it gathers a lot of data. I've seen this funny conversation of how a marketer was saying how they are imputing their intellectual property in order to get like a recommendation from AI. So you would consider the risk of the sort of details that we are giving out to this thing that we are not sure to what extent that they are being regulated. I don't think that there's still like loopholes when it comes to the regulations that are available with AI. So it's still like a scary field to navigate, but there are considerations. These are the considerations that you should have in mind when you use this tool. It's not still 100% safe, but really what is in this day and age, I don't think that there's anything that is 100% safe, but it doesn't remove the fact that you need to be careful with the sort of information that you put in it. We've had stories of how people have been scammed because the data to replicate your specific person is available. Somebody just needs to hack the right place to be able to get that. The data to replicate your CEO's voice, your company profile, just there are things that are possible with these tools. So you need to be careful when you are using them. So there's the data privacy and compliance part, which I've mentioned on. AI relies heavily on the data that we put in as humans to be able to continue to learn and come up with things that it uses to help as well. So it relies heavily on data, sometimes that are confidential, and this raises concern about privacy laws and ethical and legal data usage, because sometimes we sign our rights away from when you sign like the cookie or whatever, you sort of give them permission to use the data for whatever. Then costs as well. Advanced AI tools and platforms, they require a significant investment in software. It's a lot of money to spend to build the software, the infrastructure, to train the people who would eventually control those things. And it's not a cost that I think small businesses can cover, not at this time anyways. So there is like a cost consideration as well. But again, there are other options for companies, businesses that cannot afford to put that significant investment in developing their own AI. Then there's lack of human touch and creativity, which is something that we've covered. Data dependency and bias. So AI models are only as good as the data that they are trained on. So they only know what has been imputed on them. So based on where they are getting their data from, it can be biased to the other places that they're not getting data from. So that's just like something that you need to balance sensibly. Then there's AI integration challenges as well, as many businesses already have what their workflow is. So that it might be difficult to identify where you would want to integrate AI into your day-to-day work. And if at all you want to do it, how do you go about doing it? What would it require? Sometimes it will require you to scrap all of your processes and just build something that works hand in hand with AI, and that can be challenging. I recognize that that can be challenging. So there are some integration challenges that you would consider, but you don't have to go in both foot. Like there's a way to test the waters and then go from there. You don't have to, go in gun blazing. You can begin small, which is what the next part of this training is going to cover. How do you start if you are just getting to know about AI? I hope not. But if you are now just getting interested in AI in marketing, how do you get started? The first thing to do is just to identify the areas where you want to improve your workflow. So this will require you going through what's your regular workflow would be on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis. What are the most difficult part of that? And what are the ones that consume the most time? And how can AI help with just making that workflow better? So you can start from there. After identifying that, then you can start with using free tools. Some of these tools that I've mentioned and some others that you would find, they have free options. Some have free options. You will need to scale to access the entirety of their service, but you can start with what they have to offer for free. Some of them have like a period of time where you can use it for free, 2 weeks, a month, whatever that is. You can use that time to like test out if it is the best tool for you before you scale. This means like before you begin to invest your money into the tool. So that's like a way to get started. Then you can continue to measure the performance and then optimize the tool that you've chosen. Is it good enough? Do you need something else? Is there something specifically that you need? You begin to make that sort of decision after you've measured the performance for a period of time as you need. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of this training. I hope that you've had a reasonable amount of good time. I hope that it was an educative training for you. I don't know if you have any questions. Does anyone have any questions that you would like me to answer before we end?
Yeah, I have a question. The question is, for someone who, is trying to basically optimize their marketing with AI, you've now presented all these 5 million different tools. How do I know which one will work for me? How do I also conduct research into the different tools? And how do I then choose what can work for me?
Okay, so I think the first step would be to know what you are looking for. So if you need to understand what you want AI to do for you as a business, as a brand, as a person, the specific problem that you want to solve with AI, then you start looking for tools that their primary focus is that, and then you test out. Look for the ones that have options and you test it out. Read reviews. There are people who have written a lot of things about this. For those ones that don't have the free option or the period of time for you to test, you can read reviews, see what people are saying about it, see if indeed it fits into what you want to do, and then you can make decision based on that. But it starts with you knowing exactly what you want AI to do for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there other questions? If there are no other questions, I'm going to give it back to Praise. Praise.
Yes, thank you for bringing these insights. It's just on time. 2025 is in its course already, and I believe these insights will help organizations to rightly streamline their marketing processes and other aspects of their processes as well. Thank you for that session on here. All right. In the absence of other questions, we can now bring this session to an end. Please note that this video will be available on our YouTube channel. And if you have questions while watching the video, kindly drop them in the comment section and we'll be very happy to answer your questions. Join us next time for another session and have a lovely day. Thank you, everyone.